Tjena everyone, welcome to the Riku Kingdom Hearts 3 makeup tutorial. You know that guy from Kingdom Hearts, the emo one? The one that keeps using darkness and hangs out with Mickey Mouse? That one? Yeah, him. This is in no way how you have to do it. I tend to use quite heavy makeup for my male characters, and I know that's not everyone's style. So you could just take bits and pieces of what I say and do and maybe adapt it to your style and find out what works out for you. Fingers crossed, hope you like it. Now let's get started. First thing we'll need is a wig cap to get the hair out of our face. And then we'll also use a second wig cap to cover our hair from the tape we'll use later. Otherwise you'll rip it out and it really hurts, trust me. Then we'll have to get the beauty blender out of its new package for foundation time. And we'll have to make it a bit wet because people say it's the better way and I think it's the better way, so do that, and then we'll dab all over our face to make it nice and blended. Such a pretty little beauty blender stand. And then we conceal the parts where the foundation didn't do its job. For me, it's under my eyes and on the weird eyebrow patch thing I have that doesn't have pigment, and the different pimples I have and all the different weird color imperfection things that Riku doesn't have because he's a Square Enix character. Powder time! Because otherwise I'll just sweat it off and it's not a pretty look. Contour is exciting, it's hard, it's good. I use a lot of contour when I do my male characters since I want to look sharp and tough and fierce. And they usually tend to have very defined jawlines and cheekbones, and that's why I just put on a lot of brown so they look more deep and cool. Tape time! It's the best time, and this is the best tape, but it's only available in Japan, so that's why I'll use the first tape you saw, which is this one. It's regular medical tape, the one you use to tape wounds and stuff like that. It's the same color as my skin tone, but it doesn't blend as well as the Japanese one. But since Riku's hair covers most of it, it doesn't really matter today. The technique I use to attach my tape is just that I put on the first front part of the tape bit, and then I pull it back to where my face looks good, and then I attach the bottom part on the wig cap, and then I reinforce it with bobby pins. This is how I get the most even look, because then I can just pull it to where it looks right with the other eye. Then we put on some more contour, because we're not done at all. We need a lot of contour for these cool guys. Now I'll get an angled brush to get into that space between the brow bone and the nose bridge. I tend to do this because the male characters I cosplay tend to be quite angry and this helps somehow. I don't really know why. My friend showed it to me and now I just keep doing it and I think it looks good, so yeah. Highlighter is good for those features you like to pop out. That brow bone of yours, or that cheekbone perhaps. I use white matte mostly for my male characters, so they don't look as sparkly as my cool idol girls. But today Riku got some fancy sparkles anyways, because it didn't really show up as I wanted it on camera. So Today he was a fancy boy. Yeah. Then it's time for eyeshadow. And first I take a color very close to my own skin color just to get rid of the weird blue veins I have going on my eyelids. To then use a light brown to just get started on those corners to make them more defined because they have very pointy, angular looking eyes. And then I realized I had forgotten to put my contacts in. And I accidentally opened up the wrong pair because I was so nervous about the whole video thing. Eye drops, because I have the driest eyes, so I really need them. And then there's time for more eyeshadow. I just go for darker and darker colors, more and more outwards towards the corners to just make them look very dark and pointy and mysterious looking. I don't tend to go for a very much crease kind of look where the eyelid is lighter than the crease for male characters because I tend to get bigger eyes when I do that, and I want cool pointy ones just like Riku. Then we blend all our problems away so it looks nice and soft, to then go with the medium brown underneath our eyes, just in the outer corner. I then use a light beige pen in the waterline to just brighten up my eyes a little bit. And to the part I hate the most, eyebrows. I always spend like way too much time on eyebrows. I'm so slow. The white pen is used to just block out the real color of my brow hairs and also try to figure out where we want the shape to go. And then it's time for light grey eyeshadow. I used it to try and blend the white shapes I made into my real eyebrows. Since my eyebrows doesn't really grow the way Riku's does, I have to paint on the white on parts where my eyebrows aren't. And no matter how much I try to paint both of them white, my real eyebrows will always look a bit darker than the parts that are not covered by real hair. So that's also why you'll see me using a darker grey just on the tails of my brows. Because even though I use the light grey on both the tails and my real hair, the hair will pick up more pigment than the skin will. So I have to use a darker grey just on the tails to make them match the real hair. It's a bit complicated, but I might do a more in-depth tutorial on it in the future. We'll see. Concealer can be used to try and erase mistakes we make and just to make that eyebrow a bit more sharp and a bit more JRPG looking. Just how we like it. I have to start by apologizing for the eyeliner part of the video. Since I almost can't see out of one of my eyes, I have to be really close to the mirror and my hand keep covering the camera. It's basically just all a mess. So I have to figure out something better in the future. It's all very basic though. I just do a basic line along the lash line and then I do a tiny little cat eye, and there's plenty of tutorials on that on YouTube. Not too long, because that tends to look a bit too feminine on my eyes at least. I then grab another eyeliner that has a finer tip to draw in the inner corner of my eyes, just to give it a bit more of a sharp kind of look, more anime, if you may say so. I then go for the bottom corners of my eyes. So in the end, all of my eye is covered by eyeliner, except for the middle part underneath my eyes. I then try to make the bottom corners of the eyeliner blend, since we don't use eyeliner in the middle part, and I do this by using black eyeshadow. Water! Since my lips are a bit too pink for Riku, I use a lip concealer to try and block out some of the pink, but I still don't want to go all pale on the lips because that tends to look a bit weird. With a blonde eyebrow pen, I elongate the corners of my mouth just because I like the look of it. I then go back in with some more contour because I never get satisfied and I just keep adding to it. Don't skip this step. I get so frustrated when people don't use mascara. You have to use mascara. It looks super weird if you don't. Dance break! Because there's a good cover from Bang Dream playing. Yeah! And I really can't explain this step. I saw Alison Tabita do it, who's a great cosplayer, and she just used like a brown pen underneath her tear duct, and it looks good. And I know there's a lot of people who would argue with me about this one, and it's eyelashes for Riku. And here's me looking like an idiot trying to do the hand beauty guru thing. That really didn't work out. We want full lashes, not wispy ones and not separated ones, not pointy weird ones. Just full lashes with a kind of straight line, but they have to be longer at the outer corner than they are at the inner corner. This is kind of important because if you use pointy or wispy ones, you tend to look more feminine rather when using the straight, basic ones. I think false lashes are super important for Kingdom Hearts characters, since if you've played any of the Kingdom Hearts games, you know that they have super long, luscious lashes. It's super important. I even use them for Axel. And then I just do a bit more contouring and a bit more highlighting. Okay, so putting on a white shirt with a lot of makeup on was a lot harder than I thought. But in the end, I got it. Okay, so watch tutorials for how to put on wigs, because I don't do it the right way. I do it like putting on a helmet or a hat, but I know there's better ways to do this. And then I panicked because I had to sneeze with the lash glue, and I panicked, but I did it and I survived somehow. Then to something I always do. I always glue down the wig on the sides of my face. I think it looks more natural when it really falls right down beside your face, instead of just hovering from your face. Just fix the final things on the wig and then you're done.
It's adventure time!
Never watched that show, but it's time for adventure. Welcome.
We're gonna go to the chickens.
So I live in the forest.
It takes me about 3 hours to get to work if I should go from here. It's chickens. It's a rooster. This is how I live. With these. Aren't they nice? Aren't they pretty? Pretty. Are you looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3? Oh, he's excited. He's excited, alright. Well, thank you for watching this video and for coming along with this adventure thing. Saying hi to the chickens with me. Please let me know what you want to see. I've mainly heard you talk about wanting to see makeup and wig styling. So that's what I will try to focus on, especially the makeup things, because I don't really know how to film wig stuff yet. But please let me know if it's anything specific. It will probably mainly be Square Enix, not only, but you know that's like the one thing I really care about. Yeah. But I do other characters as well. Let's be honest. I do like stupid idol stuff, and I even plan on doing like Danganronpa, but she's been in progress for 2 years. So let me know if it's something specific you want to see, and I will try to make that work. So you can be happy with me. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this. And please like and subscribe and comment and all that stuff. You know how to do it, and that notification thingamajingy. You know what I'm talking about. And I will hope to see you next time. Bye.